Om Nilambujasyam Komalangam Sita Samaropitavamabhagam Panavu Maha Sayakacharu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham. Adorations to Lord Rama, whose complexion is like a blue lotus, very tender and delightful in appearance. Sita is seated on his left side. He is carrying powerful bow and arrow in his hands. Shri Ramcharitmanas in Baal Kanda, and we are moving towards verse number 355. The topic continues with Shri Rama's Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna. They have come along with their 4 brides, and all the marriage party has returned to Ayodhya. And what's going on is Utsav. Lots of festivity. Whole Ayodhya is rejoicing. Ordinary happiness is joyous, is a rejoicing. कहीं न सकहीं सत सारद सेसु वेद विरंचि महेश गणेशु सो मैं कहूँ कवन विधि वरनी भूमि नागु सिर धरई की धरनी. That rejoicings, that amazing delight, thrill. Tulsidas says that even thousands of goddess Saraswati and Shesha serpent, among deities who are very eloquent, Shesha serpent allegorically because he has boundless tongues, because his heads cannot be counted. And Saraswati, of course, is the deity behind the speech. But thousands of them put together cannot really describe, cannot express the thrill that was inundating Ayodhya. All this should be understood in a profound way, because the goal of life, the purpose of religion, is not to stay trapped in the world of time and space. As long as your objectives are in the world of time and space, your glory, your success, all that can be described by tongues. But as long as you are describing it, that's not the real glory. The real glory is that which cannot compare with anything that you have experienced in the world. Even the total joy that you can, if you could put mathematically together, to make it easy still, the luminosity of the sun, the effulgence of the sun, cannot be described in the terms of all these illuminations. Your tongue can describe, look at the rainbow, can write big poetry. You can make million volumes describing the glory of the rainbow. The rainbow is not the only thing, countless things. But put all together, can it equal the sun? So if your goal is to realize the sun, you should not be distracted by all the millions and trillions of illuminations. If you are distracted by all these, it's called pravritti. Pravritti, where soul will evolve, but not sufficient to go beyond the world process. Evolve only to secure more happiness, enjoyment in the world called bhoga. But bhoga is not the goal. And no matter how much happiness you may secure, simple illustration, no matter how much money you can secure in your bank and secure many things around you, but even your nose is not secure. I'm joking. So therefore, when Rama is presented, and again the descriptions are given by sages, that even millions of Saraswati, millions of Sheshanaga, and millions of gods put together cannot describe the glory of Rama. Millions of Cupid gods can't match up with his beauty. This is the simple point behind it. So मैं कहूँ कवन विधि बरनी, that which cannot be described by millions of these great personalities. Tulsidas says, how can I? How much can we expect from me? Bhumi nagu sir dharai ki dharani. Can a earthly serpent hold the universe on its hood? Sheshanag is a cosmic serpent. It's symbolic of cosmic mind with countless meditations, countless thought waves. And that holds the world, universe. Again, in allegorical way, people when they read it, they think the whole world is like a big mountain type of weighty thing. And millions of hoods hold it. And that keeps Lord Vishnu safe from all that. He enjoys a cozy couch. All that is completely allegorical. Your entire dream experience is sustained by thought waves, little waves coming from your subconscious. So, this one is simple illustration how little snakes within your own mind sustain a big world of your dream. So, while human mind sustains samsara, the world process that to every soul there is a special experience of the world. And every soul is, through the mind, sustaining the pressure of the world process. But the point here is being made that you may have all the capacity to sustain your world, but with that capacity you cannot sustain the universe. And Rama sustains this entire universe. Nip sab bhati sabahi sanamani कही मृदु बचन बोलाई रानी. All those who had gathered, the king respected them, said gentle words in adorations for all who had come. And then finally brought the queens before him and said to them, बधू लड़किनी पर घर आई, राखेहु नयन पलक की नाई. These daughter-in-laws. Sanskrit word is not in-law, you see, there's no law business. Young husbands, they are called var. Their wives are called badhu. Var badhu. Why? Ba relates to bahu, arms. Ra relates to Rama, goal. The shining goal. So if the soul has come to that state of securing the movement towards the goal, having wedded viveka buddhi, which is discriminative intellect, then that's var. That's bridegroom. Badhu, again the ba relates arms. Dhu, light of dharma. Those arms that will bring about luminosity, dharmas. The spirit of dharma will shine through the arms of those who are called badhu, the brides. How will they shine? So many ways. Even the children that will come in the family in a profoundly ideal setup, they will be souls that will add to the progress of everybody. The father learns from a baby, mother grows from the baby, baby in turn grows from them. So it's all interrelated growth. Because all are essentially gods. Gods come together in a close relationship. But if you have that type of samskara, then you are living that type of wonderful family. And that's the ideal. No matter what you are, that's your goal. That's what you learn from satsanga and under spiritual guidance. And if you are set like that, then you are fit to receive congratulations. It's called badhai. Var badhu ai. तुमको है बधाई. Congratulations. So King Dasharatha says to three queens, Kaushalya, mother of Rama, Kaikeyi, mother of Bharata, Sumitra, mother of Lakshmana and Satrughna, that take these brides with you and shower your tender love. Take care of them. How? Just like your eyes are protected by eyelids. They are the eyes. And just like your eyelids protect your eyes, similarly protect them. These poetic words, not to take literally, but subtle meaning behind it, that no matter how you are, no matter how you are engaged and whatever you are facing, your eyes are constantly doing their job. That type of alertness must develop in a sadhaka. That's the ideal. That becomes possible if you have injected good samskaras in your subconscious. So even conscious mind doesn't stay limited, the subconscious goes on opening and closing the eyes and tenderly holding on to the ideal. लरिका शमित उम्मीद बस शयन करा बहु जाई अस कही गे विश्राम गृह रामचरण चितुलाई. So King Dasharatha said that these boys, that's bridegrooms, they are tired and they need to go to sleep. So please take them to the bedroom. And having said that, King himself went on to his own bedroom, retired. भूप वचन सुनि सहज सुहाये जरित कनक मणि पलंग रसाये सुभग सुरभि पय फेन समाना कोमल कलित सुपेती नाना. Listening to these words of King Dasharatha, gentle and thrilling words, the queens prepared in the bedroom, prepared beautiful beds, decked with jewel embellished materials, bed, coverings, all filled with jewels and pearls. Take it literally, you will not be able to sleep. But the description is meant to help you in the practice of devout meditation. All this Ramayana, etc., is planned to prepare your mind for a profound Godward movement. Otherwise, your mind is constantly bringing all types of junk and all types of muddy and filthy. Don't take it literally, I'm talking about anger, hate, greed, and all those are filthy substances. Ugly. Now, in spite of no matter what the world is, You create your upasana. You spend some time. I'm inviting to Rama's celebration. Let me join in, sneak into the big crowd, and then go closer. See the face of Dasharatha, the face of those queens. Now sneak further. See the face of Rama, Sita. And try to share the thrill that's in the atmosphere. You don't have to try. If you have good imagination, you don't have to try. You will be filled with the aroma of that atmosphere. So, keeping that in view, you are seeing Rama lying on the bed, but bed is extraordinary, all jewels, all divine virtues as you develop in your heart. Then you are inviting God to lie down upon. You are enshrining God in your heart. And I'm just giving you some idea to build up your imagination. And the coverings that you place upon your body when you lie down, they have to be very soft. They are like the foam that comes from cow's milk. Called chadar. Now what it really means, cows are Upanishads. And what you have drawn from the Upanishads in your mind as you are reflecting, your subconscious has developed those bedspreads. So when you lie down, those bedspreads are creating a cozy experience. You don't have to lie down. This is allegorical. While you are meditating, you are experiencing that type of mental thrill, that type of ecstasy. Upabarahan barani na jahi, sarga sugandha mani mandir mahi. And what about pillows? Beautiful pillows, they cannot be described. And those pillows themselves are decked with jewels and special flowers and fragrant materials. And there lies the head of Rama on all that. So bring Rama in your heart and have a close view of him. रतन दीप सुठी चारु चंदोवा, कहत न बनई जान जहीं जोवा. And beautiful little lights. They are those little lamps, they are made out of pearls. The whole setting is so beautiful. It cannot be described. Only one who has experienced it, seen it directly, can really know what we are talking about. Sage ruchir rachi Ram uthaye prem samet palang paudhaye. So all this was how the bed is being arranged with pillows and bedspreads. And then, having done all that, the mothers lifted up Rama, not all together, just. And with great love, brought him on the bed. And Rama permitted, all the brothers always look at Rama, whatever Rama, when Rama allows, they do. So with the permission of Rama, all other brothers also followed the same process. In brief, they all went to their beds and went to sleep. Tulsidas Ramayana took so much time. But when I say went to sleep, does that mean they are asleep? You can go to sleep, but we're not asleep. We are still listening. So Rama is still listening to what others are saying. देखे श्याम मृदु मंजुल गाता कहीं सप्रेम बचन सब माता. Beautiful pairs. One is bluish, another is snowy white. Two pairs. Rama and Bharata have bluish complexion. Shatrugna and Lakshmana, snowy white. That also has its subtle meanings. Shatrugna is the remover of impurities. So Shatrugna has to focus on snowy white so that not a single taint should show off. In other words, every taint can be recognized when you have a snowy substance near you. But if you are already colored, then you can't clear up things. It's allegorical. That's the role of purifying impurities done by karma yoga. The spirit of karma yoga is snowy white, because that's your ideal. And the spirit of dhyana yoga is another snowy white. Because first impurity is gross impurities. Dhyana, meditation, removes subtler impurities. Both are snowy white, fair complexioned. But when impurity moves away, what is revealed is the sky-like. That's blue. Bharata is bhakti, revealing. Both are revealing aspect. So he is blue. Rama is bluer. मार्ग जात भयावनि भारी के विदितात ताड़का मारी. Now, what's happening is a flashback of things that Rama has done. They are being presented to you through the mothers. Mothers are saying, talking to Rama. Oh child, how did you encounter that terrible Tadaka? And you killed her. And when they say, can you imagine the eyes, what happens? Imagine the hands. to have good dramatic imagination. And all that is adding to your upasana. Because your mind is not thinking about so many politics, etc. Your mind is developing a Godward movement. घोर निशाचर विकट भट समर्ग नहीं नहीं काहू मारे सहित सहाय किमि खल मारीच सुबाहु. How did you destroy that wicked Maricha and Subahu with so many attendants, terrible demons? All they were terrible Rakshasas, invincible warriors. And you destroyed them. That's what happens in a loving family. The child has come from school, lying down, hardly he is sleeping. The parents are glorifying the child. He did that much. He did that much. मुनि प्रसाद बलितात तुम्हारी ईशा अनेक करवरें टारी. But behind all that, understand the allegorical implication. When you practice meditation, allow your mind to remember God, called samaran. But how do you remember God? By remembering these scenes. Because you cannot remember God like you remember objects. Remembering God requires an act of your subtle feeling. And whatever way you remember, understand, that's a symbolic. You are using allegorical terms. But you shouldn't be upset about it. That's the only way you can do it. And when you do it, it creates a powerful effect for your unconscious. Instead of gathering ordinary impressions that haunt your mind into a state of distraction, the mind begins to gather powerful impressions. So even in the midst of all this that goes on in the world, a channel opens up within your heart where you find yourself unshaken by all. Not only unshaken, to be able to laugh, smile at things. See the teeth of a terrible demon coming out to you and you smile at the teeth. And a smile is the best antidote. So how did you destroy Maricha and Subahu? Muni prasad balitat tumhari, isha anek karvane tari. O child, I shower my love on you. By the grace of sage Vishwamitra, so many troubles have been warded off. Because at this stage, mothers give credit to Vishwamitra. Because of Vishwamitra, these young children, young men, were able to do all that. Because they are not fully aware of who is Rama. but they are in the making, in the process. मकर खवारी करी दूं भाई, गुरु प्रसाद सब विद्या पाई. These two brothers, Rama and Lakshmana, they protected the yajna performed by sage Vishwamitra, and by the grace of Guru Vishwamitra, they received lots of different types of knowledge. Munitiya tari lagata pagadhuri, kirati rahi bhuvan bhari puri. And look at what happened. Ahalya, the wife of Sage Gautama, who was just a rock for a long time. Look, this Rama, how cozy and cute. Just by touching the rock-like body of Ahalya by his foot, the dust of his feet create miracles. And that miracle became popular all over the world. Kamal Pithi Pabikut Kathora, Nip Samaj Mahu Sivadhanu Tora. And climax of his heroism, he broke the most powerful bow of Lord Shiva. That bow that was stronger than the back of turtle avatara, Kachap avatara, God appearing as turtle, who held a big mountain on his back and created churning of the ocean. All that's in the storyline. And that Shiva's bow is stronger movement than churning the ocean. Churning the ocean is power of concentration. Breaking Shiva's bow is developing Vivek Buddhi, intuitive intellect. You have to understand the subtler meaning behind it. And stronger than Indra's thunderbolt. That bow was broken by this young Rama. विश्व विजय जसु जानकी पाई, आए भवन व्याही सब आई. Rama attained universal fame. He went viral. But that's viral type of fame. Viral fame is like a virus. It's a real fame. I'm putting some humorous words, so don't be upset. विश्व विजय जसु जानकी पाई, आए भवन व्याही सब आई. So having attained this universal fame and having been wedded to Janaki, Sita Devi, and all brothers, all wedded. They have all come. O Rama, all your activities are superhuman. Glory to Sage Vishwamitra, who was with you, inspiring you to do all those things. Aju sufal jag janam hamara, dekhita tavidhu badan tumhara. Today, seeing your beautiful face, moon-like, we have attained the purpose of our lives. Je din gaye tumhain binu dekhen, te biranchi jani parahin lekhen. Those days that have passed without seeing you, let not Brahma count them as days. This is a broad message. This is the ideal for a spiritual aspirant. Ideal is the day that you pass without letting God's mind enjoying the presence of God. God is always present before you, but you put it back behind him. You are looking at what ego is doing. And ego's dance, and ego has two monkeys, raga, dvesha. That becomes so entertaining. And the drama loses in not just entertainment, but all terrifying experiences. But all that mind becomes so engrossed that you have no time for a moment to sit back and understand what is making all these experiences. Your hands can't experience. Your body cannot experience. What makes this body set? You hear nerves. How do they look like? The brain. When you begin to look for it, you realize every moment you are experiencing a magic beyond your imagination. A glory beyond your dreams. Every moment you are winning a lottery which is $1 billion. But wonder of wonders, you would completely ignore it. Now bring to your mind simple steps. At least allow a time where you can repeat your mantra, do your japa, and train your mind to repeat divine name at all times. Doesn't have to be your special time. And while repeating your mantras, come to another level that you are as if touching God or God is touching you. Just like a child touched by a mother. Mother in turn touches the child, a kind of mutual loving relation. That type of experience you are gaining, but even if you don't have that imagination, you are still gaining by your power of mantra. Every little step you are taking is something substantial. If you don't do anything substantial and days pass by, you have lived those days in vain. And you have created more and more trouble for yourself. And can I remind you of the statement of sages? दुख में सुमिरन सब करे, सुख में करे न कोई. जो सुख में सुमिरन करे तो दुख काहे को होए. In other words, people do turn their mind to God. God is all the time there, but the mind completely ignores him. But there comes a calamity. Ego-based expectation is not fulfilled. Then your mind turns, oh God, you are kind, you are compassionate. Just do this much to me. You don't have to work hard, just this much. So, during times of adversity, mind turns to God. But now your ideal is, don't wait. Don't train your mind to turn to God only in adversity. Allow your mind to enjoy a positive closeness with God. It's just like you're going into a garden full of blossoms. That type of movement towards God. And that is possible when you think of God in comfortable situations. Not only comfortable situations, you think of more of God when there is real when you're experiencing prosperity. When prosperity has developed, you should jump up and down, blessing God's blessing has caused it. Instead, if you don't have that culture, that advanced state, then you sit back, put a balm on your head. My head did it. So let's serve my head. So ultimately, the maturity comes in turning your mind to God, whether you are suffering from misery or blessed with prosperity. Both ways. दुख में सुमिरन सब करे, सुख में करे न कोई. जो सुख में सुमिरन करे तो दुख काहे को होए. But what I'm leading you, when you begin to allow your mind to turn towards God in pleasure and pain, in prosperity and adversity, what happens? You are warding off adverse situations. Because 99% your imagination adds negativity to the situation you are facing. Imagination. The actual happening doesn't have that. But since mind begins to imagine, a little creature jumped upon your back. And scratched you a little. The total effect is, it has been healthy type. Your body was calm and sick, it created some spur. But then, what does your mind do? I'm bitten by a poisonous snake. My life is coming to an end. And Ruth go through lots of troubles. Most of human miseries are like that. However, mind needs to be trained, even when it seems to be like real trouble. You don't find it as real. Anything real is in divine hands. So it is not your problem. But this is how mind has to be, this movement has to be promoted. And you don't expect success in one single day. But nevertheless, you have no choice. Living in the world for attaining liberation, that's the only way. Have you adopted it? How much you are saving yourself from trouble? You can't imagine. Even 1,000-headed snake Nag cannot tell you. Life without proper understanding experiences countless troubles. And there is no end to trouble. So, on one side, endless trouble. On the other side, a precision trouble permitted by you in the form of sadhana. Which doesn't stay as trouble in the beginning, it is, but gradually it becomes soft bedspreads of a silken type. So that's what the mothers are saying, that those days when we didn't see you, may not Brahma count them as days. They are meaningless. And now, seeing you, all experiences are saras, full of joy. राम प्रतोषी मातु सब कही बिनीत बरबैन सुमिरि शंभु गुरु विप्रपद किए नीद बसनैन. Lord Rama, listening to all these stories given by the mothers, spoke very sweet words and put balm on their heart, as it were. And finally, turning his mind to Lord Shiva, Guru, and Brahmin, 3 words are used. Shiva is Shambhu, God the Almighty. This is done so that you know, to adopt that type of example before going to sleep, before taking up any particular project, early in the morning. And if you forget these and do abruptly, no harm. You can do any time. Turning to God, and to make that movement towards God secure, turn your mind to Guru, because Guru's guidance gives you a clearer understanding of God. And if, in order to be aligned with your Guru, Vipra, all those people who are elders, who live inspiring life, normal meaning, those who are Brahmins and dedicated to study of scriptures. Remember, develop a sense of profound feeling of love towards Brahmins and invoke their blessings. Invoke the blessings of Guru, and finally the blessing of God. or go one way or the other. By the time you do, you will go to sleep. And with this, I'm going to conclude. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukmo Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Mritam Gamaya Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Hari Om. Om Shri Ramayana.